Hi everybody, it's Julia, your trusted travel expert, helping you find that je ne sais quoi wherever you are and helping you to have cliche-free travel. And if you're like me, Easter just passed and here in the States we had the big Jesus Christ Superstar musical presentation on TV. And if you were thinking, that was great, but maybe I want a little tradition with my Jesus plays, I wanted to let you know that there's a very big and very historically incredibly important one coming up in 2020, but you have to book now. And I'm talking, of course, about the big passion play in Oberammergau, Germany. Now, Oberammergau, which is spelled just like it sounds, is a little tiny village in Bavaria, quite near the Swiss border, kind of a little bit south and west of Munich. It's not far from Munich, a couple hours, and it's actually really near a lot of King Ludwig's castles, like Neuschwanstein, which is the really famous one that looks, like a German Cinderella castle. And way back in the 1600s, the citizens, just the regular people of this village, Oberammergau, decided that they would every 10 years put on the Passion Play, so the story of the end of Jesus' life. And they have done it every 10 years, with few exceptions. I think, like War II, World War I, they had to move it or cancel it here or there. And I think, anyway, but every year since the 1600s, they have done this play. Obviously, thankfully, they have edited the play. I mean, I think it used to be like multiple days long, or, at least a full day, like 8-hour long play. And they've shortened it, but they do it all summer that year. So in 2020, from about May, I think until October, they will be doing the play. And I think this year they may have even shortened it a little bit more, because I double checked and it was 5 hours long in 2010, but I swear I saw that you could pick either a noon showing or an evening showing. So you have lunch while you watch or dinner while you watch, but I'm not positive on that because it's still 2 years out, so they're still practicing, I guess. And the thing is they get, 500,000 people into this little tiny village, and I'm talking, it's a little village, so accommodation is beyond limited. So, you have to book now. You have to commit now if you want to go in 2020. The good thing is there are so many different options if you are interested in seeing this unbelievably historically famous event. There are lots of different options. You can combine it with existing guided tours or escorted tours around like that southern Germany and Switzerland area. You can combine it, I've seen it combined with some river cruises. So either the Rhine, that as long as you end in Basel, or the Danube, as long as you end in like the Germany side, not so much the Prague side. I mean the Budapest side. It's not far to get to Oberammergau from either of those places, so you could combine it with those. And always, what I'm talking about combining is you do like the regular tour, and then either in the middle or the start or the end, depending on the tour and its itinerary, you do 2 nights in the village in Oberammergau. And so you kind of get there, maybe learn about the town, spend the night, and then the next day you go to, again, don't quote me on this, but you go to see the play. And again, it might be at lunch or it might be over dinner, but I can't imagine they changed it too much. So it's a pretty impressive thing, and it's just the villagers. It's not a professional troupe or anything like that, and it's historically accurate. Obviously, thankfully, they've updated it and changed it since the 1600s. And also, I think there was very big concerns with it being very anti-Semitic, which obviously probably in Hitler's days it very much was, but I think since the 70s they have done taken a lot of steps to really work with rabbis and the Judeo-Christian relations group to really kind of edit that out and change it to make it much more palatable to modern audiences. I do believe it is either in Latin or in German, but I think that it's a lot of singing, and it's also, the story, probably, if you're Christian, or you watch JC Superstar, the basic story, so, being able to understand the language is probably not paramount. And the other thing is it's outdoors. So it's this tiny little town, so it's not like they have some giant auditorium they can fit hundreds of thousands of people in it. So it's in out-of-door places in the town. So it's an unbelievable experience. It only comes around every 10 years. And so if you have an interest in going, you really need to go ahead and commit to a trip now. If you want to go not on an escorted tour, there are lots of really cool ideas I could come up with, but that is probably the most difficult way, just to get tickets and to get lodging. It's probably, I would advise you to go with the package, but there are, like I said, there's so many different packages that include it. So if that's something that interests you, if you've never heard of it and you want to go, or you've always heard about it and didn't know when it was coming around, that is what I'm here for, and I hope that that was helpful. So let me know if you have any questions, and if you want to book a trip, let me know. All right, I know it's 2020, it's so far away, but you got to commit early if you want to go. That's it for this week. I'll talk to you next week. Bye.